Hello everyone, back with another ENDMS video, again this time for managers to discuss one of the reports in the system that you can view. So today I'll be showing you the model services reports. The way that you get to this report is by going up to review and reports. That's kind of where all of our reports are from. And you will, on the drop-down tab, select model services report. And then just like in follow-up, you can select a specific school, you can select a program as a whole, you can select multiple schools, and so on. And then, so for this case, let's say that we would be looking at, if I was a manager and I wanted to look at all of my multi-year programs together. So I would select Connexus, multi-year, and then you select the school year that you're looking at. So in this case, 2016, 2017, and you can break it down much further, but this is really the only, like the main report that you'd want to view. This report takes a really long time to run. And unfortunately, if you click on the report while it's running, it will kind of cancel it out. So you just have to be patient. The less amount of data pulls the less time it takes to run. So if you were just looking at one school, it's going to take a lot less time than if you're looking at, 5 or 6 different programs combined here. So I've already run a few different reports just to show you what they look like. If we were looking at a general Connexus multi-year reports, the model services report basically breaks down how many hours of model services have been entered for each of the categories that they could be entered for. So along the top, it shows you what the codes represent. It shows you which year and month they were entered in, and then it shows you the total number of hours. And then the number below, and this indicates it down here, or describes down here as well. The number up top is the total. This number is the average hour per student. So for example, if Connexus has 200 students in the multi-year program enrolled, the system is dividing this big number here by the number of students enrolled. So the key number that if you're a manager of multi-year programs, the key number, well, any manager really, that you kind of want to look for is that we're working toward that for multi-year programs, 120 hours for a specialist for a year. Community service hours is something that we're going to start pushing our tracking of a little bit more heavily. So you do kind of want to pay attention to how many hours is there. But it does show how much time each is being devoted to each. So similarly with out of school, you can see the same idea. So it doesn't really matter how many people are in a report, you're just overall working toward that goal of 120 hours for multi-year. And now with out of school, what the goal is 80 hours, but again, that is a goal, and we really just want you to kind of be looking to see what the average hour is per student who's on the roster, because the problem with out of school and the 80 hours is we know that students are constantly entering and exiting the roster. They come on, they might only be on for like a month, and then they are exited once they receive their GED or diploma and move to follow-up. So, and so then in that case, it would be not realistic for a specialist to achieve 80 hours with them in just 1 month. The 80 hours is a year-long goal. So it is difficult for this number here to give a true sense of if the specialist is on track or not to achieving that goal, but it can give you a good sense of what type of model services the specialist is entering. So for example, we might kind of look and see that in January of 2017, there weren't really a whole lot of model services entered, only 12 hours total. So that can just give you a good sense. You can run the report and just kind of see, are model services being entered, how many per month have been entered, and then just kind of think how many students are on this roster, and is this a reasonable number for the students on this roster. And then I have an example here of what a multi-year high school report might look like. Obviously very different from out of school, but the report looks exactly the same. It's just kind of the goals are going to be a little bit different. So if a manager was looking at this report and they see this 129, they know that the specialist has achieved that 120 per year goal. And then they can maybe look into a little deeper and see which areas they could maybe focus some of their remaining time of the year on. So that's just an example, and just showing you where you can see the model services report and how it might be useful for you.